Chef Corso, Outdoor Eats. If you've been with us for a while, thanks. If you're new to Outdoor Eats, we provide fast, easy, and tasty recipes, meal plans, and cookbooks so you can elevate your meals outdoors. But what we're gonna do today is do a day in the life. So I know a lot of you think that I probably go hiking and camping like every day or every other day. And yeah, I do get to see some pretty places around the country. But I'm also going to show you some of the non-glamorous things of my day-to-day life and day-to-day life as an outdoor chef. So come along. I'm a coffee drinker, and I usually start my day with a couple cups. When I can, I like to take it outside and enjoy it where I am. It's a great way to start the day when you have a cup of coffee outside, watching the waves crash, watching the wind blow. It's pretty nice. One time, I even packed my French press up Angel's Landing in Zion and had a cup of coffee up there. Yeah, not a bad way to start your day. This is my rig. I don't have a fancy $100,000 Sprinter van. Sure, I would love one, but everything Outdoor Eats comes out of here. And I've been driving around in this for the last 2 years, part of the Vagabond Tour. And I have been a whole lot of places. I am in Asheville, North Carolina right now. I'm headed to Austin, Texas in a couple days. But I started in Seattle about 2 years ago, went down through California, Arizona, Utah, all the way over to Denver, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, back to the Northwest, back to Denver, over North Carolina, through Texas. I've been a lot of places, but I really, really love it. It's a super fun way to connect with you guys and see the country and see different hikes and trails and things around it. We have a beautiful, beautiful country, and I get to explore it every day. Let's get a tour of the Outdoor Eats mobile. Well, first off, we have the dresser, the closet, the mixed bag. Yeah, believe it or not, I don't own a lot of clothes, so most of my clothes fit in one bag. I do my best to purge along the way. I don't like having a lot of stuff, so this makes me feel pretty good. Got a bunch of miscellaneous stoves. I have way too many stoves. It's great when companies send me stoves, but then I'm like, oh man, I gotta put it somewhere. This is the laundry. This is the other random stuff and things. Oh boy, what's behind door number 2? Oh wow, this is the office and HR department. Yeah, I have a hotspot. I can do work just about anywhere as long as I have internet connection. So sometimes I just sit in the car, reply to emails, do some other work, or, I'll go sit over there at this nice local park here in Asheville and do a little bit of work outside. Although today it's a little bit cold, I wouldn't necessarily want to do that. Ooh, let's check what's on the other side. So I do my best to be organized, and I have done this for 2 years, so there's been multiple iterations of what I need and what I don't need. And if any of you out there have worked or traveled on the road for a longer amount of time, you start with a certain amount of stuff, and then you're like, well, I don't need that, so I'm gonna toss it or find a good home for it. But let's take a closer look and see what's in here. So for cooking, I have a couple different things. I have a 2-burner Camp Chef. I have multiple camp stoves, whether that's just one person or 2 to 4 people. I've got some random merchandise. I've got a Jackery. There it is. That is super, super helpful. That's one thing I purchased about 2 to 3 months into the Vagabond Tour, is a Jackery or a portable power system. Just really, really easy, and you can really work just about anywhere when you have one of those. And nice to be able to charge up your computer and your stuff. But then over here, I've got the whole pantry situation. So let's take a closer look at that. So I repurposed a bear can to be able to hold some of my pantry ingredients. And so, we've got some granola, some dried fruits, and some, bottled items in here. But if you've been on any road trip, you know that these things clank a whole lot, and it's super, super annoying. So I like to buffer it with some other packages. It just helps out my life and pretty nice. And this is a recent organization situation where I've got some drawers and things of different sizes for some different pantry ingredients. So I've got some rice noodles, some pasta, some sauces, some dal. Here I've got some utensils and coffee, tea, dried mushrooms, just really easy to pull out. A bunch of instant rice right now. Here I've got some equipment organization, French press, coffee, gas, cups, fry pans, all that kind of stuff, all nice and organized right in there. And I travel with a soda stream. I love my sparkling water, but it's really nice to be able to have it a little bit easier, save a bunch of money, and don't have a whole case of soda cans in your rig. And this is a new development as well. This is my spice box. So I modified a toolbox to be my spice box and additional pantry. So I've got some larger bottles up here, a whole bunch of spices. This is pretty much the whole kit. So when I'm traveling around doing workshops, it's nice to be able to have a lot of different spices depending on what we're cooking. Also got some vinegars, some cinnamon, different teas and spices in there. And then I've got utensils and cleaning down here. But I did this about a month ago and I am loving it so far. I need a little bit of modification as well, but steal this, make this your own, because it is super awesome, especially if you're in your van or RV or rig for a longer amount of time. Nice. So I also have cast iron skillet, a portable propane container, a growler. It's really nice. You don't have to get as many of those green bottles. This is most of the stuff I need on a daily basis. And if I ever need more, I buy it. But as of right now, I'm pretty lean. And that makes me really happy. Let's keep the tour rolling over here and see what's in this door. And what do we got set up here? Well, behind this door is the Outdoor Eats shipping department. Yep, so I've got my label printer down here, that portable power right here. But yeah, we don't have a crazy warehouse somewhere. All orders come from here, and I personally fulfill every single one. So let's fulfill a couple orders. Yep, boxes of cookbooks. Let's see where they're going today. We've got one going to South Carolina, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Pittsburgh. Nice. So let's put some cookbooks in some envelopes and send them out to you. So now all my orders are fulfilled. I just drop them off at the local post office. Thanks for the order, Anna. Cheers, Emily. Enjoy your cookbooks. When I'm not traveling by car, I'll even pack the label maker in my carry-on, and I will backpack it through the airport so I can continue to fulfill your orders. Yeah, this is not the most glamorous part of Outdoor Eats, but you got to keep the wheels moving. But yeah, all orders come from right here. And yeah, can you believe I've shipped over 20,000 copies of the Trail Meals cookbooks to you guys? Yeah, nationwide, international, everywhere. It's pretty fantastic and pretty awesome. And yeah, don't worry, I didn't huddle here in the parking lot for 20,000 Copies, that would be a lot. I had a couple bulk orders of like multiple thousand that shipped right to the supplier, right to the customer, so that helped out a lot. But yeah, they all come from right here. You might be asking, well, where do I sleep all the time on the road if I've been on the road for over 2 years? Well, I do a little bit of a mixed bag where I do some car camping, I do some BLM and Forest Service camping as well when I can find it. And I stay with friends. They're nice enough to let me crash on a couch or crash in the backyard for a few nights, but also stay in some Airbnbs and of course the random hotel from now and then. But it's kind of a nice mixed bag where I'm not, always dirty. I'm not always in a fancy hotel or anything like that. And you get to experience a lot of different styles of sleeping. But I've got a great sleeping pad, so I'm good with sleeping just about anywhere. Some days I am outside a lot, but other days are moving around. This day I was staying in a hotel for a few nights, and part of my life is moving all the stuff in and out of the rig. The cookbooks, the equipment, the clothes, all that. And let me tell you, there's nothing special about it, and sometimes it is a little bit challenging. And I know some of you have been out there, you see this and you're like, oh yeah, I've done that before. But some days it's cleaning the dishes in the hotel bathroom. And it's not that bad. You're cleaning Corso, you're cleaning the cups at the same time. Many of my days are this: in front of a computer doing a bunch of computer work, replying to emails, setting up projects or collaborations, doing some video editing, recipe writing, and then eventually sending those recipes out to you guys for testing, uploading new recipes to the recipe bank. All that I do on the road, from a coffee shop, from Airbnb, from the front of my car. There are quite a few days of heavy driving for outdoor eats. And I'm driving from region to region, workshop to workshop, hike to hike. But I like to get up early and start charging. Those early hours in the day I like to call dead hours, because by the time you get to 5-6 o'clock p.m., you barely remember the hours from 6 to 10. So you can get up early, get some coffee, and get charging. It will really, really help out your road trip, and that's something that I like to do. And for entertainment, I like to do a mix of audiobooks, podcasts, music, and of course a random dance party to keep me going. I also try to keep myself from not falling asleep with stress balls and massage balls. And when you think about it, you're driving for a couple hours. You have time to be able to give yourself a little mini massage. All right, car karaoke. Can you guess which songs I'm listening to here? Throw it in the comments. If you can get all three, you may get a prize. You may not get a prize. I don't know. We're going to find out. As you guys know, I'm a chef, but just about every day I really, really like to cook. And for road trips, I like to stop at the rest stop sometimes just even in the parking lot of the grocery store or parking lot of a fast food place, and take a break and cook something. I do love eating at local restaurants and trying local foods, but you just can't do it every day. So in the normal life, on a Tuesday afternoon, I would rather cook something for myself in my camp pot, or do a no-burner recipe real quick and save a bunch of money and have something super tasty and often a lot healthier. This meal that I'm cooking here was a pantry leftover mixed bag of spicy Asian noodles plus a half of a sweet potato, some nuts, and some pepitas. And you might think that doesn't really sound all that good, but man, look at it. It was really, really tasty, cooked up in about 10 minutes, and I was so satisfied, and I got to recharge with a great meal and take a break, sit in the grass, and enjoy lunch before I got back on the road. This lunch was at a rest stop on the border of Louisiana and Mississippi. Yep, just exactly where I thought I'd be, a couple years ago. It's not the top of a mountain, but it's life, man. So over the last few minutes, you've been seeing kind of the nitty gritty and the stuff that isn't as glamorous about outdoor eats, but things that keep the wheels moving and things that need to get done to be able to continue to, spread the word about elevated meals outdoors and sharing recipes with you guys out there. But then there's the good stuff, the really, really awesome places that I've been able to see as I've been traveling around the country. And I get to travel around the country and see awesome places and cook along the way. Day hikes, afternoon chills, cold dips, I love it all. I also really like to see different plants, so I like to stop by botanical gardens and see kind of the local flair there. But not everywhere is this epic journey or this epic vista. Some places are just the local park or a short drive from a town. But I love getting outside, seeing different plants, rocks, vistas, whatever. But it's been so fun to explore different regions around the country and really compare and contrast them to my home region of the Pacific Northwest, which is absolutely beautiful. But there's beautiful things and beautiful places to see all around the country, and not all of them are these big national parks. Yeah, those are super, super pretty, but there's a lot of really great stuff out there, and I get to go see it every day. Well, thanks for coming along for a day in my life. It is really fun to share this whole experience with you. And I've been living and working on the road and living and working outdoor eats for the last 2 years. And what I've learned about the last 2 years is that all of you guys are going outside in all different kinds of ways. You're paddling, you're hunting, you're fishing, you're overlanding, you're hiking, you're bike packing, and whatever you're doing, I want you to be able to eat well while you're doing it. But this country is also really, really big. It's also really, really pretty. And yeah, the national parks are amazing, but there's also a lot of really great small little parks like where I'm at here in Austin that are really fun to explore, because you don't need an epic trip to be able to get out there and enjoy. But get out there, cook something amazing somewhere awesome. Thanks for coming along. And keep following along, because next year in 2023, we have got a lot of really, really fun things planned, from some trips, some other locations, some other workshops, and some pretty big projects. So I'm excited to share those with you next year. Boca boca.